3 weeks.
Oh, man.
John, what are you thinking about this coming football season? 3 weeks to camp, the Eagles. What is percolating through your mind this morning?
Well, I love the Eagles. I love where we are headed. I think that this is absolutely a team that will not make the mistakes that we made the last time we won a Super Bowl. I eagerly anticipate the focus, and I'm it's going to be really amazing to watch the way Nick's going to grab hold of this thing. I'm very excited.
I thought he set a tone at the parade. I'll just say that he's been very on point with that type of focus.
Nick is really hitting it out of the park. This whole offseason, I do feel like even though there was one OTA day, that's enough. This leadership within the team itself, the young guys and the old guys, that mix, it's a good mix. But we'll see. We got to wait a little longer to find out. But as I look around the rest of the division, it's New York. There's a whole load of problems.
Yep.
Dallas, holy cow! I can't believe the way they pay one guy $90 million and they've got nothing left for anyone else.
Feels like a two-team race in the division, right?
Absolutely, it is two teams that matter in the NFC East, and man, I'm concerned about what the Commanders have done this offseason.
No one's talking about it, John.
They got better.
No one's talking about it.
And I don't know if you recall, we had to play them twice in the regular season and then again in the postseason. That's probably likely to happen again because this is a good team. They are well coached, and man, you just perusing the changes that they made this offseason. Of course, we all know Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel as a 49er.
Yeah, sure.
Anyone who's ever played fantasy football knows they've tried to trade for Deebo Samuel at some point because this guy, when he touches the football, he's going to make someone miss. He's going to make plays. He is a wide receiver who's built like a running back, so you can throw him the ball from any distance, any length. He's going to catch that thing, and he's going to run you over or make you miss or, just make a defender look silly. And he's strong, just strong. And now the commies got him, which, I hate.
Yep.
Laramie Tunsil. We all remember Laramie Tunsil, fell in the draft because of the picture with the gas mask.
Yep.
But Laramie Tunsil has been a really, really strong NFL pro. This is a left tackle for the ages, a guy that, an old school left tackle. A guy you go down and look at his games started, games played, it's 17, 14, 15, 16. This is just what he does, and he's really good at defending the blind side of a quarterback.
Yep.
They went out and figured out a way to make this young quarterback, Jaden Daniels, even more formidable to the rest of the NFL.
And he was already really good. He's their main guy.
Absolutely. Yeah. Jaden Daniels is really, really we saw last year that he's precocious. He's ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
And now I just assume with this help, with the additions around him, that they've added the support that he needs. We know, of course, Zach Ertz was a big part of why he was successful. They brought Zach Ertz back in free agency. Bobby Wagner, their inside linebacker, sort of the quarterback on the defensive side, the leader on that side of the ball. So Jaden Daniels doesn't have to worry about that side of the ball. He's coming back in free agency. Javon Kinlaw is a really good D tackle. They're bringing him back also.
Can I ask you a question just before you keep going? Because this is what I think you're saying, and I'm curious if this is what you're saying. That you think the Eagles are certainly the most likely team to win the division, but that you think Washington is a greater threat than people are aware of, and we shouldn't take even the division for granted.
No doubt.
Is that essentially what you're saying?
Yes. The division is not secure when you've got a team that's that talented, like Washington is, and when they've been active this offseason in a really strong way, like as an opposing team in a way that's very disappointing to me. I hate to see them doing things that make a lot of sense for them.
No, listen, they've improved. They've improved, and they're already pretty good. James, is this crazy talk what he's saying or not?
Look, it's not crazy talk. We know what the NFL is, but I'm absolutely not concerned about Washington the way Ritchie is. I think he is way overblowing how good they are. I think Deebo Samuel, I'm not that scared of. He hasn't been the same player the last couple of years. He looks big for what it's worth, not the good kind of big in the training camp. Maybe he'll play himself into shape. They're all old guys. They paid for old guys. I mean, Bobby Wagner's 35 years old. 35, man.
I've been on some teams with old guys that were pretty good.
Take a guess, outside of beating the Eagles last year when Jalen Hurts got knocked out of the game, how many, and not including the playoffs, they won the playoffs, how many times in the regular season do you think Washington beat a team with a winning record?
Well, I mean, based on the way you frame it.
Once, and it was the 9-8 Bengals.
Yeah.
They beat Tennessee, they beat New Orleans, they beat Atlanta, they beat a lot of bad teams.
Now, I will say this, though, James, and that is noteworthy. And by the way, they also had an easy schedule because they've been a bad team.
They had an unbelievably easy schedule last year.
But I will say this, and I remember this with like the 2000 Eagles. You feel like there's a sense when you get good that you improve as it goes.
Sure.
And Washington frickin' went into Detroit and beat them.
Yeah, but Detroit was beat up at that point. Look, it's a good win. It's a good win. But then the Eagles smoked them.
I know.
Beat them by 30 points in the NFC Championship game. And then on top of that,
I want to say, hold on. I want to say this one thing about that championship win, which is unbelievably impressive about the Eagles, because I'm kind of between the two of you. Like, I'm with you. Like, first off, fact number one, we all know
the division every year.
Every year there's
also, last thing, the Jaden Daniels, like, don't just assume he's going to get better next year, because whether it's Jordan Love or C.J. Stroud or Jalen Hurts after 2022 or whatever, we see these guys have huge breakout years, and the vast majority of times they take a step back before they take another step forward.
I would say
I know Josh Allen didn't, Lamar didn't, but most did.
Yeah, I think it's the vast majority of time in the last 3 or 4 years. I don't think it's traditionally the vast majority of the time. For some reason, you're right, James, some of those guys did take big steps back. There's no question about that. And Jalen is an example in 2023. He did. But with that said, I mean, if you go back, at least in my lifetime, 80s, 90s, 2000s, when a guy establishes Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Donovan McNabb.
It's usually year two, though, that they establish. Well, so things are changing a little bit.
But whenever they've established, like, I don't typically remember the guy. I think Jaden Daniels is really legit. John,
I do too.
Jaden Daniels is really legit.
And here's the one thing I'll say about that championship win, which was awesome. I mean, believe me, I'm not trying to put any cold water on it. The Eagles created those turnovers, but chances are Washington's not going to fumble the ball 4 times like they did. Like, it was unbelievable. Like, the Eagles would stick them, and then, like, I would fumble the ball.
But they were way better.
No,
the Eagles were a way better football team.
I don't disagree, but I also don't think they were 30 points better. And I think in people's minds, it's like, oh, my football team's 30 points better. Well, first off, Eagles have lost a lot from the defense. I know a lot of people in March wanted to ignore that reality. Like, I heard a caller earlier today, John, driving in here, talking to John Johnson this morning. It's like, we're the champs. And I wanted to hear, and I didn't hear the whole call, so I want to be fair to John, but I wanted to hear John say, well, yeah, our squad won the championship and are the defending champs. Hey, dude, new season starts. Like, in 3 weeks, training camp, and by the way, in the 30 years we've had a salary cap, there's only been 3 teams to repeat. I mean, think about who didn't repeat. 5 of the 6 Patriot teams didn't repeat. Peyton Manning at one point won 23 straight games. He didn't repeat.
Wait, didn't the Patriots repeat twice?
5, I'm sorry. 4,
yeah.
No, they repeated once, 03 and 04. That's the only time they repeated.
Because it was sandwiched. Okay.
So, like, 5 of the 6 Patriot teams didn't repeat. The Eagles in 2017 didn't repeat. The freaking Rams, greatest show on turf, didn't repeat. I mean, I could give you, like, Seattle didn't repeat. So there's 2 different levels of conversations. There's the repeat as champions, of which great teams didn't repeat. Great, like, I remember watching the Packers in '96.
The greatest show on turf,
they didn't repeat.
Those Rams teams, some of these teams,
hard,
it just felt like some of the, even playing against some of these teams, some of those Peyton Manning led offenses, you were hopeless if you faced them. You were completely hopeless.
I'm with you, John.
But he couldn't figure out a way to win in the postseason at first.
And even when he did, he didn't again. And I guess what I'm saying is
points for a lot of reasons.
So where do you stand on this? So you hear John's concern with Washington, which I largely agree with him. Like, I do think there is a little bit of being asleep at the wheel. We're the champs. we're going to stay at least the NFC East
I
champs.
agree that we're the champs and we deserve a lot of credit, and we are an incredibly built team.
But, John, there's something to be said
But
for...
they are also becoming an incredibly built team, and they have a chance to make noise.
Yeah, and here's
They're
what I'll
well
say.
coached.
Yeah.
They are tough. I don't like the idea that we got to figure out a way to cover Terry McLaurin.
Well,
like and Debo
if
Samuel.
he signs.
Right.
What's that?
If he signs. McLaurin's not going as of now. It's
all right.
holding out.
Here's the deal. Where do you stand on this, guys? 215-592-9494. I want you to think about it. So you've got, trying to win it all. You've got, as John kind of led with today, just trying to win the division. Let's be real. Most of us think the Eagles are going to win the division. If we do a poll where the Eagles are going to win the division, our poll result's going to be in the 90 percentile. But here's the thing history tells me. They don't actually have a 90% chance to win the division. They don't. They don't. I mean, guys could get hurt. The schedule is tough. Washington, I do think, is legit. I do believe that. And Super Bowl hangovers do happen. So where do you stand? And they did lose a lot.
Well, injuries. I don't think anyone has a 90% chance to win any division
but
heading into the
if we do the poll.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. So where do you stand on this, guy? And have we been a little asleep at the wheel based on the we're the champs thing? And it's like, but new season, you can say we're the champs. Here's what I'd say. That's not accurate anymore. Two things that are accurate.
Buddy.
Two things that are accurate. One, the Eagles were the champions last season. Two, the Eagles are the defending champion.
Okay, I'm down with that. But you're the champ until someone else wins.
The Eagles, in my opinion, with the new season in 3 weeks, are not the champions. We're in a new year, guys.